said that in preseason camp and fall camp that Johnny was really good. He said he lit you guys up in the red zone. What do you remember about that, about how he was in the red zone in camp?
I mean, during the red zone camp, he played phenomenal. All the quarterbacks are doing well, and we just would like to see a lot more of that on game day or whatever. But he's still young. He still has a lot of growing to do, and I'm confident, and the defense is confident that he's going to get better.
Spencer, how do you keep away from the blame game there? If you guys are driving the ball, the defense is making stops, you guys aren't getting to the end zone. How does that work in the locker room, keeping things together?
It's not really a problem. I know we don't really listen to the outside noise and what everybody is saying. Obviously we've had problems in the red zone, not finishing drives, but that's not something we place on one person. That's obviously a whole offensive statistic, and we take that on our shoulders as the offensive line as well as everybody else does. It's not a one-person thing, and in the locker room, there's never any blame placed on one side of the ball or one position or the other.
Spencer, Derek talked about no points in the first quarter, no points in the third quarter. What have the coaches sort of identified with you guys and said, here's what we need to do better coming out of the locker room?
Right. You definitely have to start fast in football, and starting at the beginning of the game and start of the second half. That's just something that we have to get better at executing when we come out. Because we've had some great drives when we've come out, but we just haven't been able to finish it. And so that's going to definitely be a huge point of emphasis, is finishing drives and getting the ball in the end zone.
Spencer, have you been able to figure out why the first drive has been such an issue? Have you guys come out too excited or not as focused, or is it just happened that way?
No, it's kind of hard to say at this moment. I think maybe the first week there's some guys that had to get into the groove, and then maybe the same thing for this next game. But it's definitely something that we're gonna focus on and hope to improve on in the future.
How hard were they to face as a front seven? Because they've got maybe 3 first-rounders out there. They were probably as talented a bunch as you'll play all year up there, I would presume.
Yeah, Georgia definitely has some great players, and they have a great defense, so it was a great challenge for us. Obviously, we didn't do enough to get the win in the game, but it was definitely a great challenge. But it's just something that we put behind us, something to learn from for this next week and improve on.
Kris, when you play a 1AA and FCS, people look at it and say, well, that's a game you should score a ton of points and play perfect and all that. Mm-hmm. Is it natural to feel that way, or do you guys kind of guard against that?
Our mindset is to go out like it's any other game. We're facing Austin Peay this week, and our goal is to go out 1-0. And it doesn't matter who we play, that's our main goal each and every week.
So no peeking ahead to Ole Miss in a week?
No, ma'am. This is all we got on our radar right now.
Darrion, how much does it bug you? You guys have yet to force a turnover on your side of the ball.
Well, it kind of bugs us a lot. As a defense, we should have more turnovers, just more opportunities of, dropping balls and just kind of ripping the ball out when the running back has it or receiver has it. But that's definitely something that we've been improving on at practice this past week, and just doing different things, different drills and different things to get the turnover margin up.
Yeah. How much more can you guys do, to work on it without actually, doing it in live action?
We work on that at practice. If a ball carrier has the ball, the first person goes in for the tackle, the second person comes in, strips the ball, and different things like that. Just breaking to the ball, everybody running to the ball, because that's where plays happen at.
Even with the lack of turnovers, you guys have been pretty strong in the red zone, especially compared to last year. What have been some of the main differences you've seen so far?
Just Coach Mason taking over the defense, and I guess our mentality has just changed a lot as far as knowing what to do more, and kind of just having our backs up against the wall down there. We feel a lot more stout down there and just smarter as a team, and I think that's probably been a big success for us.
Kris, we've seen balls go to a lot of different receivers in these first 2 games. As a guy who's on the field, do you feel like you're always an option because everybody's an option, or is it God, I better be really good because he's going to find somebody who's open if it's not me?
No, I believe the first game we had 9 different guys catch the ball. The second game, 8, 7 different guys, which is unbelievable. That's awesome. That means people are getting open. That means people are performing for the quarterback. And of course, everybody wants to do their best and get open and make a play for Johnny or whoever's in there at quarterback. And honestly, whoever gets the ball, we know, wherever the ball goes, we know that they're going to be able to make the play and have a good effort for us.
The hurry up has worked well for you guys too late in the games. Better rhythm, more excitement. What do you think has been effective with that?
We rep it a lot in practice. We're always doing the 2-minute, and that's sort of the same situation that we're doing when we go to hurry up. It's kind of you don't really think, you more react in that situation. and we have a bunch of players on the team who can go and make plays when they have the ball in their hand. And a lot of it's getting over that mental block of what am I going to do on this play. You know what's going to happen on that play. You know your route, and it's just a quick way to get the ball into people's hands and let them make plays.
Spencer, you guys have won the turnover margin in quite a while, and obviously that's both sides of the ball. What type of impact do you think that's made, just on the record, really, on wins and losses?
I mean, I think turnovers is a huge factor in wins and losses. If you just look at all the games across college football, it's a huge factor, and that's something we definitely have to work on. You know, as an offense, we have to protect the ball. You know, it's got to be #1 priority. Starts with the offensive line, goes to quarterback, skill positions, everything. So it's definitely a huge thing that we work on and plan to improve on.
Darrion, Austin Peay's a program that's trying to develop at this point. And anybody on their offense of particular concern to you guys that you've seen in this film?
They got some pretty good backs, and a huge back. I think number 28, he's like 6'3", 240, so tackling him is going to be a big emphasis this week on us. But you know, they're a young team, still growing up, and but they do a lot of great things that we have to game plan on them and kind of get ready for this week.
Who's simulating him in practice then for the offense?
For
their big guy. Who's running the
they got right now it's Jalen Banks. I guess we just don't have anybody big enough to play running back for him. So it's Jalen Banks, but he's doing a great job over there on scout team and giving us a good look.
Darrion, because you guys don't have your first win yet, does it make it easier to guard against whoever's playing a 1AA school?
Well, we're really not going in and looking at it as a 1AA school. You know, we're going into it looking as if we're playing another SEC opponent each week. We don't really look at what division they're in, different things. We go out each Saturday and play, like the team is all the same. So we're really not looking at anything like that.
Spencer, we saw School play on Saturday. He's listed #1 on the depth chart now. What separates him from a lot of other guys that he's good enough to get this opportunity right now?
School's just a guy who comes to work every day. He's been playing hard and he's been making plays. He's been executing the offense, and he's a guy that we think can play with us out there and play well. And I think he proved that on Saturday. He's obviously has a lot of work to do, but I believe there's got a lot of guys around him on the offense that will help him through that. So I just think he's a guy that works hard every day and comes to work with the right mindset, and that's why you see him out on the field.
Did you see him wide-eyed at all Saturday? Or?
No, when he went in, I thought he might be a little nervous, but he was calm and collected and ready to go.
Kris, Johnny's making a lot of plays, obviously, till he gets to about 10. What changes when he gets close? Does anything change? Does his demeanor change at all?
No, of course, it's not just Johnny. It's everybody. He's one person of the 11 people we have out there. We all got to step up in that situation. It's an offensive time to produce, and we haven't done that recently, but we've made great strides this past week, today's practice, to start performing and scoring some points in the red zone.
Coach a minute ago said, Johnny is my quarterback, and I believe in Johnny. How does that make you feel as a guy last year where it was different guys? Does it make you feel good that he says that?
I love it. I love to see Johnny go out there. He brings a special sort of energy that we have in the huddle. It's kind of a goofy guy. You saw him. He is, and we love it. I love being in there, seeing Johnny in the huddle. He kind of calms us all down a little bit, and I don't know. It's great. He throws a very catchable ball, and he has a rocket for an arm that can hit us downfield if he has to.
Give us an example of his goofiness.
You see his 2-point celebration?
No?
It was good. You gotta go back and watch that. It was good.
One more question. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.